What I would prefer is they just stick with the Mars display, the original Mars 1.0 display, open it up to class 3 and then let her eat, because at that point this bike becomes well worth it. But when I am excited for a function and the ability to sync to an application and set my settings on the phone and be tracked and all the other stuff, and then it just looks like they smashed it into a component select for the bike and didn't really go through the refinement of making it good, it makes me wonder what the intent was. What's up, everybody? It is Matt from Electric All Wheel. We have Turn and Burn with us, Jeremy. We are going to take out the Mars 1.0 and the 2.0. Jeremy forgot his helmet, so don't call the safety board on us. If you haven't already, give us a like and subscribe on YouTube. It is our primary, e-bikes of Tampa Bay, Florida. Get in that group, make an event, and go for a ride with your friends. You ready for this?
All right, man. Let's do it.
There it is. There's my stallion. He's on the one. I'm on this orange 2.0. We are gonna go south, and then we're gonna ride to a pedestrian bridge, and then we're gonna dead stop at the bridge and take a contest up, and then do it again on the way back, and we'll switch bikes.
Sounds good.
All right. And just wait until these cars go, because I just want to feel what this thing's capable of. Just now coming out, I feel like the motor was way more than what you're riding. You ready?
Nope.
All right, no, I didn't do any settings adjustments, so this is out of the box. I don't think you stand a chance. I got that 20 mile an hour thing, right? But my legs aren't moving. And what I think's gonna happen is that all I gotta do is this. Maybe not. I'm gonna have to tap into the settings. So right now, we're pretty matched, right? This is out of the box settings. 20 miles an hour a piece. Okay, I get that. The difference being that for this bike in the app, I can redo it, right? I can unlock that. I just haven't synced it.
Unlocking is going to make you...
Yeah, 28 miles an hour pads. Class 3 e-bike, because you need that. So the speed control on this thing is pretty legit. It's set in the app, and for this to be that way, that means it does have that good style and necessary control. And it's held steady over the terrain. I'm happy about that too. 1.0 is no slouch. So we're not, there's not much of a difference when it's speed limited. Maybe the takeoff. So we'll dead stop at the concrete line and then just take off and see how it goes. The real measure is who gets to the hill faster, I think. Right? All right. So here we go. So, just like rock, paper, scissors, you want to call it down? So it'll be 3, 2, 1, go?
Yeah.
All right,
so.
we move on, go?
Yes.
All right, you can call it down.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, I'm not pedaling. This is the 750. Oh yeah, I'm smoking him. He ain't got a chance. No, sir. Hey, I'm not turning around to get you on chest cam right now. Losing's never fun. Oh wow, like he's way back there. I don't even know if I can make this thing. There he is. Yeah, just now coming up the hill. Wow. That's, yes, for sure. We'll take that all day.
There's your difference.
Yeah. So I'm thinking I'm not gonna switch bikes with you. I thought that'd be cool, but I'm not taking that L.
Got to start. That's it.
All right, let's do a turnaround. We'll swap bikes just to see. Do you want to try this bike? Right here. Yeah?
Yeah. They're awesome.
Yeah, they are. Okay.
All right, my turn.
Watch her grab that and pull it out of their way.
Oh, shoot. Sir.
That would have been good.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Thanks.
All right, ready?
You want to do what they do on the streets?
It's even loud.
louder. I
Yeah,
was just
bro.
gonna
It's like
say.
loud.
Uh-oh. Not good.
All right.
Well, it's an upgrade.
You know what? I'm excited for you to feel this. I know that I'm gonna lose already, and it's okay. The thing is this bike gonna get me up the hill? That's all I care about. Ugh. Okay. Here we go. You can count it down.
Yeah.
Ready?
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah. Not even a contest. Like, I'm probably gonna have to pedal. All right, it's picking up. I know that it is pushing out the current right now to maintain with this thing. Ooh-wee. Yeah, it is. Did you wait long?
Wait a while, cup of coffee.
It took a little bit. I had to stop for a minute to roll this throttle back around. It's not an excuse, it's just the truth. You know, the 1.0 just, like, it gets the job done. It's not that great hill climber, but that's what you pedal for. There he is. Heybike Mars 2.0. How do you like the ride?
Love the ride.
So we're gonna add a bike. The only one with the app is around me, so we're gonna go ahead and connect. Add. Please select the appropriate color. I have no idea. So straight away, like, the color selection isn't there. I'm gonna pick this, so this is the first go. I don't even know if it recognizes what bike it is. So it's saying it's a Ranger S. Oh man. This is the Mars 2.0. Okay. So we're doing bike color. It's not, metallic sand's not even a thing. Pumpkin orange is not a selection on here. And I'm just kind of disappointed again. Like, hey bike, why don't y'all get your app together? Why would you send this out without it working? Whatever. So we can test this. I'm going to turn off the bike. Yes, that's connected. So here we are, right? First, the application is set standard for the Ranger S. The settings, it doesn't even recognize the bike as a Mars 2.0. The bike color selection isn't even there, so we're confirm that. personalized speed unit, miles, user top speed. Here's where we get into that. Just so you guys can see this, you're going to personalize on the app, and then there's a bar here that you increase. So I increased it, and now you can see 28 miles an hour, or 27.96. I'm scared to test this, but I need to test it to make sure. We are going to go 0 through 5 on the PAS levels, and then I had many problems with the Tyson with this, but we're going to go ahead and hit no. So that means when on, the throttle speed will be limited to the maximum speed in the current PAS level. So PAS 5, the max speed should be 28, but what I anticipate, if the app isn't fixed, that even in PAS 1, what we'll do is I'll just put this in PAS 1, it will go all the way to 28 miles an hour, because this is the problem that I had with the Tyson. I put a new rider on it and they weren't able to control it because it was just going faster than they needed when they were pedaling, and I had assured them that that wouldn't be the case. All right, it's raining, so we'll get to that in a little bit. What's up, guys? Out here to finalize this test. I am going to check the application. So I'm going to see if the speed limiting that showed you on the rainy day is working or not. I can already tell you that the app is showing this bike as a Ranger, which is highly disappointing, but it is what it is. Hopefully they'll have a firmware update that takes care of it. We can cross our fingers for that. So gonna switch over to the GoPro, and then we'll let you see what's going on. So already it registers as a Ranger, which drives me bonkers. And now I'm going to go to personalize, and I have the throttle speed limiter will be limited to the maximum speed on the current PAS level. All right, so where PAS 1 is 7.8, and it says when on. All right, and when it's not, the throttle speed limiter won't be limited to the maximum speed in the current PAS level. So you should be able to go full speed, but when you pedal, it should still only be 7.8 miles an hour. So here we go. So I'm gonna give it throttle just to go, and then I'm gonna pedal, and I already know it's not working. Holy cow. So PAS 1, it undoes the PAS level. You can see on my right hand I'm not using throttle, and it opens it all the way up to 28 miles an hour. Man, I had high hopes for this. This happened with the Tyson that I had, and I'm just disappointed. I like the bike. It's like, why can't you guys just get this app together? That being said, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to throttle it up so you can see that it does go 28 miles an hour. Good enough. Man. I had him tell me in email, in Facebook conversation, and on their YouTube live that the app was fixed. I'm so disappointed. From the onset, they look pretty much the same, the frame structure, but when you start getting into it, you'll recognize that on this new 2.0 frame, this has become more tubular and rounded. This is a thicker part, and as you look behind it here, you can see that this angle is much different. I am sure that a lot of that has to do with holding this battery in place, whereas the mount for this is now mounted, and they've kind of molded that frame and then welded a piece for the battery mount right there. So this is all dropped down and it looks more streamlined, and it's definitely in line with the frame here versus what you see here where it jumps up and then comes back down to the dropouts. So one thing to know is it was a pain in the butt putting this rear rack on. The spacing wasn't there, so you're actually drawing in these mounts on the side when you're installing it, and it got pretty cumbersome and it was a pain. I think we actually did scratch right there the frame just trying to get it all right, had to pry it apart. One thing that you will notice with the new 750 watt rear hub is that they realign the wiring. A lot of what you see on the older models is the wiring will come out of the axle here, and this derailleur guard serves dual purpose. One, it keeps from smashing the derailleur in shipping and in general use, and then it protects the wire as it comes out, and this is demonstrated here on the 1.0. Now they have it where the wire is actually coming out behind the dropouts on the axle. It's a very tight fit, but if the bike falls over, it's not at risk. Another thing to note is the difference in the light. The horn on this bike is actually much louder as well, so we like that. What I would like to point out is that the kickstand is a lot more robust. It is a better kickstand than what you will get with the 1.0, so we like that as well. Battery charging. So DC input on this, which we really like because there are a lot of aftermarket chargers that will actually work with this battery, and they have a USB charging port for your goodies. So all of your electronics that need some juice, it's here. The old style is this 3-pin, which is very cumbersome but widely available, yet isn't as prevalent on the overall e-bike market. For both e-bikes, you generally have the same brake light function. So nothing new there. The racks are quite nice. Both of these bikes have been outfitted with dual battery so that they can be taken on an extended range ride to see what's really going on. The frame has the controller compartment, and the dimensions are generally the same. The controller in this is much bigger than the one inside the 1.0, so keep that in mind, but it looks like the wire gauges were kept the same foldability, same suspension seat, and then it looks to be that the saddle is the same as well. Up on the dash, you'll notice the combination of function here, and I think what it is the display interface is paired with this display, and then they added these extra button functions, and you'll see that the lights are actually duplicated, but that doesn't seem to be the case in the actual function, and I haven't quite figured out what F is about when you're actually using the bike. Beyond that, right-hand thumb throttle. The brakes seem good enough. They're mechanical brakes, and you have the same Shimano shifter for a 7-speed. I would ask that they move towards consideration of an 11-tooth freewheel so that you can eliminate ghost pedaling at high speeds, especially since they bumped this thing up into the 28-mile-an-hour Class 3 range. Well, I guess I have to answer the question, what are you paying for? And in the price overage for the 2.0 versus the 1.0, it's that 750 watt motor. Some of the function is greater, but the brakes are the same. The body style seems to be the same. The battery amp hours for 48 volt are the same. Bonus for the charger and being able to switch it with more common and prevalent chargers within the industry. But in terms of the need for more battery power to accommodate the bigger wattage motor, that's not there. So that's something to think about. And they're also promoting the application as a big ad for this bike. And that to me is disappointing because they did not take the time to figure out the app and make sure that it synced well to this. And as a matter of fact, when you turn this on and you sync an app, the application thinks that it's a Ranger S. So I'm not sure how they're going to fix that and if they're actually going to take care of the firmware and get it to a place where it recognizes it as a Mars. They will have to check all orders for Mars and then correlate all displays with those serial numbers and then push a separate update or an update that gets that stuff grouped together so that the application can see that the serial numbers within such a range are applied to the Mars, and it's going to be problematic. The throttle on off to match this pad speed, that setting in my opinion is dangerous. If somebody is anticipating that pads will work correctly when you turn it off or no, that's not going to work. And this has been demonstrated with the Tyson, the Ranger S, and the Mars 2.0 for me personally. So I know it's happening out there, and I've seen it several times in the Facebook groups. Heybike told me in email, in Facebook Messenger, and during a live event that the application was fixed. So I was very excited to get the Mars, seeing the price differential and knowing what I was getting. And then when I got it, I was super disappointed. If you strip all that away, what I would prefer is they just stick with the Mars display, the original Mars 1.0 display, open it up to class 3, and then let her eat, because at that point, this bike becomes well worth it. But when I am excited for a function and the ability to sync to an application and set my settings on the phone and be tracked and all the other stuff, and then it just looks like they smashed it into a component select for the bike and didn't really go through the refinement of making it good, it makes me wonder what the intent was. And that part really concerns me, especially after going through the process of trying to alert them of these issues and them being totally unaware. What do I think is happening? They've probably farmed out their app development to another company, and likely there's not an avid e-bike rider or somebody that understands the general industry standard for e-bike settings that's doing the programming for that application, and thus you get problems, and problems are not represented by the company because they simply are not aware. All that being said, we enjoyed the ride. The bridge test was great. It was a great example of how much more power and torque this bike has than the 1.0. And if you can get a hold of a Mars, and they're having good sales right now, a Mars 2.0 for less than $1,000, I would say it's worth the money. But if you're all about the functionality and believing in what they're saying in terms of what you get, please know there is some serious dysfunction with their e-bike application. However, the hardware set for this thing is on point. I like the battery, I like the DC input, I like the rear rack and the ability to hang the stuff. I like the 750 watt rear hub motor. At this price point, I still like the 1.0, but again, I live in Florida, so I don't have to deal with the hills that you guys have to deal with elsewhere throughout the country. So if that is a problem, then you definitely want to look at the 750 watt Mars 2.0 for your riding pleasure. If you haven't already, give us a like and subscribe on YouTube. It is our primary, and if you're in the area, e-bikes of Tampa Bay, Florida, get in that Facebook group and go for a ride with your e-bike friends. We will talk to you next time.